Ninjas, Gage the GunOninja here, letting you know about a nice little piece of equipment that I personally like to carry around. No, I'm just kidding. I do not carry this around because in my state I think you'd get in deep shit for carrying around a rifle slung around your back. But regardless, this is my one and only true pride and joy that I have for now. And as some of you probably already know what it is, it's a Marlin 795. Take the magazine out there and shut the case, because the case is not important. The gun, however, is the prime what we're looking at today. Now I'll just prop this up real quick here. Now, a lot of you know that there are many 22s out there, and it's really hard to decide. I personally have shot several different types. I shot some type of a Winchester. I forgot what it was called, but then there was the 1022. Obviously, I've shot a 1022, and I've shot this, and I have shot a pistol 22 long rifle that was a revolver 12 shot. So I've had my fair share of 22 long rifle experience, and out of the 3 rifles that I've shot, this is the one I chose to invest in mostly. Mostly because it was on sale. I picked it up for 120 bucks, which is a very good deal right now, considering that it can go for upwards of 200 nowadays. And also, it's Marlin, and I love Marlins because I was always a big fan of the lever action rifles that they produced, and I love lever action rifles. Hopefully soon, someday in the next year or two, I can pick myself up a nice 30-30 or something like that, or 45 or something. But basically, what you got here is your basic 22 semi-automatic rifle. Nothing special about it. Obviously, it comes with a 10-round magazine. I keep mine loaded personally because this is the key to the gun lock. The gun does not fire without a magazine. You could load a bullet into the gun, try to fire it, it will not fire. A gun will only fire when the magazine is inside of it. So I will unload my magazine here. And see, nothing in the magazine, nothing in the gun, obviously. So what I'll do is I'll lock back the bolt there. And obviously, well, actually I'll just show you right off the bat. You can charge the priming handle, so you can charge the priming handle, and on safety, nothing's gonna happen. And obviously that, doesn't do anything. If you loaded a bullet into the chamber like that, nothing's gonna happen. But once you put the clip, or magazine I mean, into there, and you charge the priming handle back, the bolt hold open feature will keep it open. So you'd have to slap it shut, naturally, and depressing the trigger activates the firing pin. So obviously, the gun will not fire without the magazine inside the gun, which is a good feature, considering that some people do keep one in the chamber. So basically, even if there was one in the chamber, I'd still have to put the magazine in the gun in order to fire it no matter what. So regardless, I usually store the gun with the action open, so that I could just pop the magazine right in, even at the firing range, because most firing ranges that I go to, you have to have your action open anyway, so that they can see that your gun is unloaded. And all I have to do is just pop her in there, start going, so I don't have to worry about anything. I usually bring my magazines to the range unloaded anyway. I unload them before I go. So it's just kind of like keeping up that rhythm with that. I also put a sling on it, nothing special. I think it's some Winchester sling, I believe. Yeah, nothing special, it's just a basic sling. I like sling shooting. It's like some Appleseed style stuff. It's very nice. I put a Tasco 3-7 20mm scope on it because it's just a scroll scope, and I got it tuned in at about 50 yards, so it's a very nice scope. Made sure I got it down with some Loctite though, so on this rail it doesn't slide, because I have heard that these scopes do tend to slide on these after about 200-300 rounds through them. Excuse me. But the one thing I have noticed is that the different types of ammunition that I have put through it, the 2 types, the Federal, which is what's here, and the CCI, I get better results with the CCI ammunition. I had no failures to eject, no misfires, no stovepipes, none of that crap. But with this, with the federal ammunition, I did notice, even in the audible noticeability, like how ammunition was firing, it'd be a louder and a quieter shot. Had a couple failures to eject, even though it's a brand new gun. Now, some people that aren't gun savvy or at least half-ass intelligent would think that it's the gun's fault that it's failure to eject, when in all reality that if the bullet does not properly fire, it will not lock back the bolt in order, or it will not pull the bolt back or even lock back the bolt in the hold open feature to engage the next round and slide it up the feed ramp and eject the next round. So you can get some jam ups in there. And I had a couple, nothing too big, but just a couple failure to ejects, nothing else. I did have a misfire happen when the bolt slammed shut, but I believe that was just because there was a brass casing that got jacked up in there. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that to make sure that the magazine and the feed ramp is properly feeding. So far I haven't had any other issues with it. I got to check out this ammo, this check ammo. I want to shoot some of this through it and see how well that is. This has Ely primers in it, apparently, so it's not made by Ely brand, but it has Ely primers in it, so I want to try those out. I want to see how good those, apparently those primers are just the shit, but I heard the ammo was absolutely dirty. So I want to make sure I am not putting more than about 500 rounds through this thing without cleaning it first. I do have heard of millions of people with their 795s and their stories. Oh, you clean it at 250. Well, that's what the manufacturer says. You can clean it at like 500, 1,000, whatever. Clean it at, I clean it at every time I'm done with it. If I go to the range and I shoot 500 rounds, I'll clean it. If I shoot 200 rounds, I'll clean it. If I only shoot 50 rounds, I'll clean it. Reason being, I don't want any of that crap to build up inside my damn gun. And I want to take care of this thing, even though it's nice little cheap 22, it's still not a type of gun that I want to just throw and muck up because I can. I don't want to torture test it or anything like that. Marlin's not paying me to get another rifle if I torture test this with 1,000 rounds of check ammo. So unfortunately that's not going to happen, guys, but I'm going to try to get some range shots. I got to get permission from the range master over at my pistol range that I shoot this rifle at, because they have a rifle bay over there. If I can bring my camera in and I can get some shots of this gun, putting them in about a 2-inch group at about 46 yards, because that's as far as it goes. Funny, but I definitely would say for a beginner gun, at first impressions, only shooting the gun twice, 2 different range visits, putting about 1,000, probably about almost 1,000 rounds of ammunition through it already. So far, shooting great. None of the components seem to be loose or jiggling or wiggling or none of that crap. Even with up in here, with all the components in here, all that seems to be fine and dandy. Even with this, carbon, plastic trigger, plastic, housing and all this crap. I thought, oh, it's plastic. Well, okay, let's give it a shot. Well, it's not that bad, actually. It feels pretty good. I might go with a different trigger for this, considering that there are a few options out there, a spring set and a whole assembly down here. I might just get the whole assembly because you can adjust that slop that's here inside the trigger, so that would be nice. But overall, I mean, a Marlin 795, if you're going to give it to your 13-year-old kid, good rifle. If you're going to pick one up just because you want a 22 and you need to start learning how to shoot a rifle, this is a good gun to start too. I have shot, AR-15s and all that silly crap and bolt action 30-06 SKS, whatnot. I have shot quite a few different guns in my life, but I've never owned one, and this is my first. So I want to take care of this little baby of mine, as much as I possibly can. So, like I said, damn good gun for the money. I stand behind Marlin because I like their guns. I know there's a lot of people out there that are having problems with their newer lever actions that are coming out because QC issues. But as far as QC goes on this gun, I gave it a good once over. There was no Bregenz Marring, nothing inside. All the coating was everything perfect. The bluing was good. There was no scratches. I mean, the stock was in great shape. There was no, nipper marks from the molding process and such, and it has a nice little M on there, which, because everybody likes that, right? But anyway, I mean, as far as the Marlin 795 goes, if you want something that you can upgrade the bejesus out of, this is not the gun for you, because I think there's only really a few upgrades for this. I believe Pro Mag makes a 25 round magazine right now for this that you can get. I believe that there is another company, I forget their name because everybody tells me the magazine sucks, so why buy it? But there's another company that makes a magazine for this as well. There's a company who, I forget the guy's name, but he makes a nice stock for this gun. It's a wood stock. But but as far as having any sort of tactical upgrade to this gun, I would have to say that they are, Pro Mag is releasing a 50 and 80 round drum magazine for this. So that's kind of cool. When it comes out, I don't know. All I know is that they are coming out with it, or it is out, one or the other. But basically, there's not much for this gun. You can put, you know, Weaver rail on it. You can do all that. You can do all the rail sight upgrades and conversions. You could put tech sights on it. I know that they have some for this. Excellent tech sights that a lot of people have been boasting about. I mean, there are a few options, like the trigger, and the stock has very limited, but it has a couple options. If you're willing to do some gunsmithing work, there is a tactical stock for this Marlin. I think it's made for the Marlin 60, but it doesn't accommodate this larger trigger here, because the trigger down here is about this long as opposed to the other one where it's like that. So just some minor modification for that. I've seen people do it. It looks okay. They kind of muck it up. I'd probably try to not do that, because I'd rather get a stock that fits. But no barrels, no upper receivers, nothing like that. You know, no tactical upgrades really for this gun. No special upgrades that make your gun super uber awesome cool. It just comes out of the box pretty accurate, actually. Without even sighting in the scope, I was putting them in at about a 7-inch group. And then after I got a feel for where it was shooting, I didn't have any bench to sight in, so I was just kind of shooting off of wherever the hell a bullet was hitting. And then we started just punching out the number 10 on the bullseye all day long until we had about a 1-inch hole in the target. So this thing's pretty damn accurate. I absolutely love this thing and its accuracy. It's so freaking accurate. Love it, love it, love it. So if you guys are looking for a nice 22 rifle, and for someone who just started shooting and owning his own gun for reals, this is a nice gun. Other than that, there really can't be much else that's said about this gun, because it is a 22 and it's a semi-automatic rifle, and I can't really say much more about it because what hasn't already been said about a semi-automatic 22 rifle. The only thing that this thing has over the 1022 is its bolt hold open feature, which is really nice, and I do love that. Also, the bolt, the charging handle here, can be positioned backwards, and it can be locked in that position as well. So that's just something that I thought I'd mention at the end. But this is GunOninja, the GunOninja, with a very awesome little Marlin 22 rifle for you guys to look at. Hopefully we can get some range shots at this so I can show you guys how well this performs. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. More videos hopefully to come soon. This is GunOninja saying peace out, keep your powder dry, and remember, keep your guns.